Wait a minute. Before we get too far talking about back to school and spooky season, it's Jessica Pickens with Comet Over Hollywood, here to remind you that it's still summer, and I'd like to talk about one of my favorite topics, the surf culture of the 1960s. When you think about the surf culture, you might think about the Beach Boys or the beach party movies starring Frankie Avalon and Annette Funicello. But you also might wonder, where did all this begin? It started with one thing: Gidget. One summer, Kathy Kohner would come home from the beach and share her stories of surfing with her father, screenwriter Frederick Kohner. Kohner, in turn, took her stories and wrote the novel Gidget, the Little Girl with Big Ideas from 1957. The book was a tremendous success and spawned 3 feature films, 2 television series, 3 made-for-TV movies, and 1 2010 documentary. Now let's discuss the Gidget franchise. When it comes to the Gidget movies, the film that started it all is the best. Gidget released in 1959, starring Sandra Dee, James Darren, Cliff Robertson, and Arthur O'Connell, among other wonderful actors. The original Gidget is just perfection. The plot focuses on Gidget's growing interest in surfing, as well as her crush on Moondoggie. She's fed up with dates and her man-crazy friends, and she just wants to spend the summer doing what she wants, surfing with the guys. This film makes me laugh out loud with hilarious lines.
What kind of insanity has taken hold of this family? Cold cash, flights of land. Do you think this is what the young man of today wants?
And it's one of those films I'm sad to see end. This is my favorite and the best of the Gidget series, and Sandra Dee was the best Gidget, even if she was a bit more demure than Kathy Kohner was in real life. After Hawaii became part of the United States in 1959, movies and music worked the new state into pop culture, from the Elvis film Blue Hawaii in 1961 to the Annette Funicello record Hawaiianette. The Gidget franchise was no exception. It's not the same down by the sea since the Gidget came to Waikiki, sings James Darren in the title song for Gidget Goes Hawaiian, released in 1961, and he's right. It's not the same, as nearly the whole cast, except for James Darren, has changed. Redheaded Deborah Wally plays the title character with Carl Reiner as her father and Jeff Donnell as her mother. Yes, there is an actress named Jeff Donnell. In the film, Gidget and her family head to Hawaii on a family vacation. Before the trip, Gidget and Moondoggie break up for foolish reasons. Moondoggie follows the family to Hawaii to make up with Gidget, only to find her in the arms of another guy. Every time I revisit this film, I think, maybe it's not as bad as I remember, but unfortunately, it is. The film is ridiculous and slap-happy, as Wally's annoying and whiny version of Gidget works to make Moondoggie jealous. There's even an odd sequence where she's a fan dancer. But hey, at least Michael Callan co-stars, and that's the only bright star. And just when you think things can't get any worse, there's Gidget Goes to Rome from 1963, or what I like to call the one where Moondoggie is a jerk. In this final Gidget feature film, Gidget, Moondoggie, and their friends all travel to Italy on what should be a romantic trip. However, Moondoggie ditches Gidget for a pretty Italian tour guide. A relative newcomer, Cindy Carroll, plays the title role. This was Carroll's only leading part, and though she signed for a 7-year contract, her film career ended in 1965. Carroll was selected for the lead role after a 6-month cross-country search, and she was picked for being the typical teenager. Carroll is admittedly syrupy sweet, but she is an improvement over Deborah Wally, who was pregnant. Shot on location in Rome, the Technicolor scenery is gorgeous and colorful, but it's Jesse Royce Landis who steals the show. Also, tying to later Gidget installments, Don Porter plays Gidget's dad, as he does on TV. It has been over 60 years, and I'm still upset that the Gidget TV show is canceled after 1 season. What an injustice! Starring future Academy Award winner Sally Field, this show is so much fun. The Gidget TV show largely focuses on the everyday adventures of Gidget, such as going to high school and on dates. Gidget's boyfriend, Moondoggie, is off at college, and we only see him in 2 episodes. This show makes me laugh out loud, especially one episode co-starring Paul Lynde. Don Porter is great as Gidget's dad, and Sally Field is my second favorite Gidget. However, my third favorite Gidget is Karen Valentine in the made-for-TV movie Gidget Grows Up from 1969. In matching with the times, Gidget feels moved to make a difference in the world and moves to New York City to be United Nations tour guide. This may sound like a wild plot, but I love this TV movie. And it features an excellent cast, such as Paul Lynde, who is her quirky classic film-loving landlord, Paul Peterson as Moondoggie, Robert Cummings as Gidget's dad, and Nita Foch as the no-nonsense UN tour guide director. Karen Valentine is my third favorite Gidget, and I would have loved to see her portray the character again. However, Karen Valentine sadly did not play Gidget again. In the second Gidget TV movie, Gidget Gets Married from 1973, Gidget is played by Moni Ellis, daughter of actress Mona Freeman. In real life, Kathy Koner did not marry her Moondoggie, but she does in the film and TV franchise. The wedding happens within the first 10 minutes, and the rest of the TV movie focuses on the couple adjusting to married life. The film touts an impressive cast, with stars like MacDonald Carey as Gidget's dad, Donna Amici as Moondoggie's new boss, and Joan Bennett playing Amici's wife. Paul Lynde even reappears as the same quirky landlord. However, this fantastic cast can't save this TV movie. It's not horrible, but it is mediocre and disappointing. In 1972, an odd installment of the Gidget franchise was released. The animated, Hanna-Barbera-produced cartoon, Gidget Makes the Wrong Connection. That's right, not only did the Gidget character find herself on the silver screen, TV, and books, Gidget was also featured in cartoon form. It aired as part of a Saturday morning children's TV series, the ABC Saturday Superstar Movie. Gidget is voiced by Kathy Gorey in this cartoon, and much of the plot focuses on Gidget sleuthing and crime solving, sort of like the Scooby-Doo TV show. It may not have been the best installment of the Gidget series, but it certainly is interesting. In the 1980s and early 1990s, reboots of the 1950s and 60s classics were all the rage, similar to today with 1990s nostalgia. There are reboots of Leave It to Beaver and The Munsters, and Gidget was no exception. In the final installments of the franchise, the character of Gidget was brought back to life with the made-for-TV movie, Gidget's Summer Reunion from 1985, starring Karen Rickman as Gidget and Dean Butler as Moondoggie. Gidget works as a travel agent, and that summer she works to bring her surfing friends back together. And of course, there's some jealousy mixed in with Moondoggie and another woman. It's honestly pretty terrible. One thing I thought was dumb were age jokes about Gidget and her former surfing friends like they're ancient, when really they're in their 30s. The actual reunion centers around the celebration of Moondoggie's 30th birthday, for Pete's sake. This made-for-TV movie also served as the pilot for the new Gidget TV show, which aired for 2 seasons from 1986 to 1988. From the episodes that I can find, it's pretty bad, and I can't believe it got 2 seasons over the Sally Field version. This is, without a doubt, the worst version of the Gidget franchise. It's easy to dismiss the Gidget films as fluff. They're fun, colorful, teenage-focused films, but really they could be viewed as a feminist story. Though the Sandra Dee character is a little bit more sweet and demure, she still leaves her boy-crazy friends to do something that she wants to do, going to surf with the boys, which goes against the 1950s convention. So next time you rewatch the movies, I challenge you to reframe your mindset. Thank you for listening to Comet Over Hollywood, where we really, really love Gidget.